to thank Mr. Prasad to share my presentation on the topic inclusive education. Inclusion is a right, not a privilege for a selected few. This means inclusion is not for a few child. It is for each and every child who are living near our surrounding. Meaning of inclusive education. Inclusive education implies all young learners, young people with or without disabilities being able to learn together through access to common free and appropriate network of support services. This means inclusive education is a platform which provides equal education opportunities to each and every child, either they are able or disabled. Definition. First, the concept of inclusion was being given by Steinbach in 1990. According to him, education should be given to each and every child in regular classes. He believed that each and every child should be accepted and supported by the surrounding and the people living within them. Next, problem faced by students. There are several problems which are being faced by the child within the inferiority complex, lack of understanding, adjustment problem, isolated and segregated, lag behind, feeling of extra burden, insecurity, lack of expression, introvert nature, negative approach, and shyness. These all problems are because children belong from different surrounding and different background. So as a teacher, it's our responsibility to accept them, to support them so that they can learn in a positive environment. Regarding suggestion for inclusive classroom.
Hi, welcome to a teaching online channel for rural Year teachers. During today's video, you will be introduced to tips for creating an inclusive classroom. Is it difficult for you to include a variety of teaching strategies in your classroom so you can address all of your students' needs? For a teacher, it's very difficult to address 30 students with diverse learning requirements, mostly because of a lack of time that doesn't allow for personalized instruction to all learners. So, how can we create an inclusive classroom for everybody? Let's take a look at some useful information. An inclusive classroom doesn't provide an equal education experience for all the students. It provides an equitable education for all of them. This means using a diversity of strategies for a diversity of students, so everyone has the opportunity to learn successfully. Sometimes an inclusive classroom only involves moving special educational practices into a regular classroom. An inclusive classroom is mainly characterized by a collaborative and communicative plan designed to support all students. So, the question is, how can we create an inclusive classroom? Now you will know how to do it. Don't be afraid to ask your students how they learn. When you're familiarized with how they learn, it will be easier for you to include that into your lessons. Considering their preferences for learning will help you address more students. You may find that some of your students learn better when you use visuals, so take advantage of that.
Research in this field has shown that when students learn collaboratively with their peers, the students with special educational needs have higher achievement rates and improve their skills, and their peers without challenges benefit from those activities too.
lead to great improvements in your class. If you don't have the chance to work with an expert, ask your colleagues what strategies have worked for them, and you will see how valuable the information can be for you. As we said before, when students work in pairs or groups, learning is more meaningful. So, let's see an activity in which collaboration is key. The activity for today's video is learning about my classmate, and during this activity, students will be able to ask personal information about a classmate. For this activity, students will work with a partner. You will have the pairs already arranged, so those students who struggle with English can get extra help if needed. Students will ask each other 4 questions related to personal information. For example, what's your favorite subject? After that, students will write their partner's response. You can provide them with a chart like this one with more or less information. Students with special needs work better when they are given options. So, this chart has 4 alternatives for each of the questions. After they complete the information from the previous chart, they will be provided with a profile and they need to write and draw their classmates' answers. If writing is too difficult for some of them, you can provide them with magazines. So, they will look for the examples of the activities there. After that, they cut all the information and finally, they paste it on their classmate's profile. You can also try some of these activities. Simon says, presenting about topics that are interesting for them, or Veranda for more concrete learning. Can we create an inclusive classroom? Of course we can. We just need to remember some tips. Equal is not the same as equitable. Everybody has the opportunity to learn. Use different grouping techniques in the classroom and ask your students about their learning preferences and consider them in your planning.
Be sure to check out our next video about classroom management techniques for students with special needs.
So by all this suggestion, we can make our class interest each and every child who is in our school or the classroom. Now, number 1, education for all. It means real learning opportunity for all the children who are disabled or being socially excluded from the society. Number 2, protection of rights. Inclusive education protects the right with each and every child who is able, who is having the skills within the classroom. Number 3, identification of skills. Inclusive education includes education, skills, sports and curricular activities. Identify the skills which is present within them. Number 4, development of social to create oneness, to have unity among the class, to work together, and by this they learn together and grow together. Number 5, to prepare for new challenges. Inclusive education develop the skills, develop the knowledge, talents within the child, which help them to face all the challenges which is coming in their life. Number 6, development of brotherhood. Inclusive education to develop the positive relationship and love within the other child who is able. And due to this attitude, the child is sensitive toward the disabled child. If sometime he needs or she needs the help, that able child will help that particular student, and by this they are going to study and grow together. And the last one is to improve quality of education. Inclusive education believes that there should be the quality in education, which should help in development of skills of the child, talent of the child, not in quantitative development. It will include group discussion, art integrated learning, and other curricular activities. Number 1, no discrimination with students. As a teacher Because what we are doing, the same thing is done by our children also. So very important to be given to each and every child. Number two, equal educational opportunity to all. In school or class, every child should be treated equally because everyone has a right for the education so that they can be a good human being for themselves and for the country too. Number third, equal educational benefit for all students. In this, benefits not only in the term of education, but in the term of art, in the term of sport and curricular activities. In every field, the disabled child should get the opportunity to participate and to grow together with other child. Number four, the students' views are listened to and taken seriously. As a teacher, it is our responsibility to listen to each and every child's thought or the problem which they are facing. Because sometimes students are more comfortable or more friendly with their teacher in comparison to their parents. So we should never ignore the problem of the children who are studying in the school or colleges. Last one is school adapts to the need of students. In a school, there are different kinds of children. Some are good in studies, some are good in sports. But at the same time, there are a child who is not mentally stable. Sometimes he is physically handicapped or vision issues is there. So according to them, the facilities should be provided so that they can have a very good education and a qualitative education. Of inclusion. Number one is SS. According to this, there should be a positive, welcoming environment in the classroom or the school. Suppose when a student is he would be scolded by their parent. So with a smile, we can just greet them and we can welcome them to the school and the classroom. Number second is attitude. The attitude should be positive in the education because positive attitude shows the positive impact. Number third is choice. There are several child in a one class. So we can't force them to accept the special child. We should give them a choice. We should give them a time to accept them, to support them so that they can grow together in a free environment. Number four is partnership. Under this pillar, it shows a strong relationship between the school management, teachers, children and the parents. Because if all are together, then a better education takes place. Number fifth is policy. Under this pillar, how the school management is running the inclusive education policy is being considered. And the last one is opportunities. Under this pillar, we should provide each and every child to participate. Either it is an essay competition, either it is drawing, art, sports. Everyone should get the opportunity. Either it is a able child or a special child. Which has been given by our government for the protection of the child. According to RTE, that means right to education, free and compulsory education is being provided to each and every child up to 14 years. Second, Person with Disabilities Act 1995. According to this act, if the child is a special need or disabled, he would be given a chance to have free education up to the age of 18 years with all the positive environment and the materials he or she needs. Now, barriers in inclusive education. Number one, negative approach. Positive comment or positive thought to a child. He acts in a positive way. But if we are giving them a negative approach, it leads them to the darkness. Number two, lack of physical facilities. There are many physical handicapped child. For them, a special requirement is needed. But if the school is not having that facility, that child can't go to the school. So it acts as a barrier for a child. Number third, lack of funds. Every family is not having so much good fund or money they earn to send their child for the school. So in that cases, many child lag in their education due to lack of fund. So it is also a barrier in inclusive education. Number four, lack of trained teacher. For a special child, a special trained teacher is required. So many times, if the teacher is not trained properly, it can act as a barrier for them. As a teacher, we need to accept them, support them, show them the visual activities if it is required to teach them, so that it should not go in a barrier way. Number fifth is social discrimination. Under this, many times the child who is disabled, they are not being accepted by the society. They are being passed a bad comment that you are not capable, you should not be there. And this all things led that child to stay at home and it acts as a barrier in their education. Then there is emotional problem. The child who is disabled, they don't know how to express themselves. So they think that I should stay back home, I should be with my parents because if I am going outside, no one is going to understand me. So if it is possible, we should try to understand it. But if we are not doing, it causes a case of barrier in education. And then there is educational problems. So few child, they face problems in maths. This is the problem due to dysgraphia. Then there is dyslexia. There are the several educational problems due to which the child lag in their education. Role of teacher. Number one, interaction with family. It is a very important point. Whenever we think that child is not doing the thing in a proper way, we should consult their parents. We should understand their problem. And with the help of the family, we can help a child to grow. Number two, their problem. As a teacher, we should always try to solve minimum problem which the child is facing. Because every problem we can't solve, but we can try for that. Number third, to develop new learning strategies. As we are updating our phone in a week, in a month, like that, we need to update ourselves. We need to update our teaching strategies so that we can teach a child in a new way through group activity, through art integrated learning, group discussion, etc. To be able to develop self-confidence. Many times, a child is not performing well due to lack of confidence. But as a teacher, it's our responsibility to tell a child, yes, you can do it. You are capable for it. You are enough for yourself and your family. And this all things will develop a self-confidence within the child and child will perform very well in their academic session. Number fifth, to be able to provide special facilities. Suppose if child is facing problem in writing or learning, so sometimes we can give them free more 5 minutes to do their work. We can provide them suggestion. We can make them to practice the things so that they can become perfect in the things which they are doing. To be able to look after their personal needs. Many times the child is not comfortable to share their problems with the parent. So if it is required, we can just give 2 or 3 minutes so that they can share their views with us. And by this, maybe we are solving their problem and they are having a very positive involvement for their education. To be able to recognize their hidden talent. It is not possible he always we can know the talent of a child is knowing their talent, but making them to do a several activities like read the reading, write one paragraph. From there, somehow we will understand what talent the child is having, and we can make the child to recognize what talent or skills is present within them. And according to that, the child can move towards it and can achieve their goals. The last, to inculcate positive attitude in the able-bodied children. So, as a teacher, it is our responsibility to develop a positive and positive attitude, moral values within the child, so that they can do a positive work for a better education surrounding. Now, 10 reasons for having the inclusive schools. Inclusive schools is important so that we can give equal opportunities for education to each and every child in our surrounding. Inclusive education focus not the disabilities. So, inclusive school is very important in our surrounding. All children in the inclusive school learn through the group work which create unity and oneness within them. So, inclusive school is important. To develop confidence, knowledge, and skills within the child by handling their disparities, inclusive school is required. For creating positive attitude and view within the child, inclusive school is important because in a school, everyone is valued and participates to the best of their ability. So, inclusive school is important. In inclusive schools, there are various resources and facilities to teach each and every child in a different way to develop the capacity or the talent which is within them. In inclusive education, all children have equal access to education, arts, sports, and curricular activities. All children learn alongside their same age peer group. In inclusive schools, they are not separated with their batchmates. They are not taught alone. They are taught together so that they can grow together. Children become accepting of one another. If all the child, able or disabled, are being educated together, they will accept their disabilities and they will help that child so that they can grow together. Meaningful relationship develop between students as they spend time with one another. So there will be the positive relationship, not in the class, but within all the school campus. Students develop self-confidence in their ability to interact with the world around them. In inclusive school, children are doing the various activities which will develop the confidence within them, and by that they can face all the challenges which is going to come in their life. Teachers are highly trained at delivering a differentiate curriculum to meet individual needs. If some child lack in some activity, the trained teacher can help them to come out in a better way. Students have positive and appropriate support in the classroom. So in inclusive school, a child is being held by the teacher, their staff members, their friends, and they learn together. So this all are the reasons for having the inclusive school. For inclusive education. Number one is cooperative learning. We should try to teach the child through cooperative learning. We should try to allow them a group work regarding the project or going for a trip field. This will inculcate a good thought, a knowledge, and they will learn through the activity. Number two is peer tutor. In this, we can link the student in a partnership by making a pair of one able and one disabled child for the proper development of the child. It will develop a critical thinking, a problem-solving based learning within them, and with playing and learning together, they can be a successful person as we want to see them in life.
School.
छोटी 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 आँखियों में छोटे छोटे सपने हैं छोटी 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 आँखियों में छोटे छोटे सपने हैं ये सपने अपना जीवन में जगाए फिर से अनोखी आशा.
No, I'm sorry, I cannot give admission. Parents of other children, they don't want their children to be exposed to, you know what I mean. I'm not even sure if he can understand what he has been told. How will he cope up with the class? He will be a disturbance. Daddy, go. Mommy, when will I go to school?
I don't know, Mata. But I'm not going to stop searching. I promise you. I will find a school for you. I hope this time it will be different.
I will go to school.
I checked. This is one of the schools that take different.
Okay.
Hi. Hi. How are you? Fine. What is your name? Danny Baladoshi. Very nice. Would you like to come to school? Yes, ma'am. Would you like to be a part of our cricket team? I want to be a cricket team. Oh, wow. Shall we go to class now? Okay? Okay, ma'am.
Children, this is Manish, and he needs your friend. Who will be his friend? Come on, children, tell me. Oh, Anand. Very good.
Mom, I have a new friend. Teacher says he's special. Special? Because he needs help. I help him with his books, drawings, and games.
You mean he is mentally retarded?
Not retarded. Special.
Special.
Hey, school bus.
Bye, Dad.
Bye.
I don't want my son to have any special friend.
Trust this school. They don't want that. It's right to help this student.
It may be right for them. Is it right for my son?
Finish, teacher. Finish, teacher. Not finished. Give me something. Teacher, he is not finished. Please give him some more time.
you have it. Thank you. You have one more? No, you take it. Thank you.
Hi, Anand.
Mom, Papa, this is my new friend, Tanish.
Anand, it's getting late. You have to get ready.
I'm ready, Ma. I got in my shirt, comb my hair, made of memory, and drank it.
Why don't you ask him what he's doing now?
What are you doing, beta?
This pencil is for me, and these pencils are for Tanish. Pay attention to the teacher. Very good, very good.
Tanish and Anand are just two examples of how buddies can help each other. Anand helps Tanish in his studies and games. In the process, Anand gains leadership skills. His emotional intelligence grows and he becomes a much more sensitive and caring child. Support the inclusion of special children in mainstream schools. It's the right thing to do for everybody.
Classroom supports the abilities and recognize the possibilities. As a teacher, first we need to accept those children, love them, support them, because we are the mirror of the society. If we are doing, then our children will do, and if the children is doing, parents will do, and automatically our society will accept and support them. With this, I thank you all for listening to me very patiently. Thank you. Sister, please.